Hi, my name is Deirdre. I am a teacher from New Jersey, and today I'm going to talk about Google Earth, how to find a location, how to do panoramic views and picture views, how to create or record a tour, and then something to watch, which is called Google Earth Walks. So first we're going to go into Google Earth, and you can sign in the right-hand corner into your Google Drive. I'm not going to do that right now. Instead, what I want to do is I'm going to click on My Places, and I'm going to create a new folder. So I'm going to title this something that I'll be using in my unit. Celebramos los países hispanos. I'm actually going to change to that. Okay, I can add a link if I have a link to a Google Doc that has maybe a syllabus, or I can add an image of something that maybe might represent this and kids might find interesting. Then I'm going to click OK. So after I do that, I'm going to start the tour in New Jersey, which is where my students are from. I'm going to actually go to Basking Ridge, New Jersey, where most of them live. And I'm going to fly right down into it. Once I'm in here, I'm going to make sure that my folder is highlighted, and I'm going to add a marker. I'm going to call it La Casa, home, which is for my students so that they know that we're starting from their home spot. And then I'm going to click up here again and search for a different place. La Ciudad de Mexico, Mexico. Because that's the first spot we're going to in our unit. So you can see that La Casa is already added into my folder here. And now we have flown all the way to La Ciudad de Mexico. And there are a lot of different pictures and symbols on here, which you can get rid of if you want to uncheck any of these things. So once I uncheck photos, then they all disappeared. That's kind of one of the fun parts that the students have, is looking at photos of places they maybe have never been to. So you can click, I'm going to keep it clicked on because I like my students to have the options of finding different photos. Up here, you can slide into the map. You can change the direction that you're looking up here, and you can slide out by doing the minus. You can actually do something pretty cool, which is this little yellow man here. If you drag him in to anywhere in the map, it will bring the view straight down into the street, and students can then look around from an actual street view as if they were in this spot. Kind of cool for a writing prompt, maybe then a compare and contrast, or as a do now. What do you see? What do you think this means? Where are we? What might we be able to find here? Kind of fun for that. If you want to exit, you click Exit Street View, and it'll bring you back out, and then you can slide out all the way out. Keep coming out, 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 out. Or go back in. Your choice. Now, from here, we're going to go to Madrid, Spain, and I'm going to fly out to Spain. And once we're in Spain, I forgot to add a marker to La Ciudad de Mexico. Whoops. La Ciudad de Mexico. Let's go back there for a second, because what I want to do is make sure that it's the second stop on my tour, which I'll show you in 1 second. So we're going back to La Ciudad de Mexico, and I'm going to add a marker, and I'm going to call it La Ciudad de Mexico, Mexico. And again, you can add an image, maybe the Spanish flag, or the Mexican flag. You can add a description. You can add a link maybe to some spots in La Ciudad de Mexico that are tourist attractions. But when you add a marker, it becomes into your folder. And now we're going to go back to Madrid, Spain, search. And then I'm going to stop marking here just to show you some other cool things about Google Earth. So I'm going to mark this spot, Madrid, España. Again, I can add a link, I can add an image. Okay, now once I'm in here, I'm going to show you about the panoramic view. So like I said, you can do the street view using this little symbol over here, or you can slide in and you can look for the panoramic views, which are these red little symbols in here. These are cool because if you click on one of them, you can go right down into the street, and it's a whole picture from the panoramic view of the person who took it. So we'll go down to La Plaza de Cibeles. Oops. Click here to fly in. So we're going to fly right down into the Plaza de Cibeles. And now we are in, and we can actually spin around, look all around. And this is called a panoramic view. Okay. Now, once I have my spots, I'm going to go back to my file, right click, and save place as. So I'm going to add 2 periods here because I've already named them a couple times in my practice videos. And now this is saved as a KMZ folder. So when you have a KMZ folder, it's actually in your files now. So you can open it up at any time and it'll bring you right to the right to it. And that's how you can get it anytime. You can email the KMZ file or the screenshot to somebody else so that they can open it in Google Earth also, which is kind of fun. Now, once you are in Google Earth, where let's say you want to go home, you can record a tour on Google Earth, which is pretty cool. You can click on record a tour at the top, and then down here will be a recording device. So once you start your recording, then you can just simply go in and double click on the spots that you've marked, and it'll automatically bring you to those spots that you've marked. And once you're in there, you can then go in, do exactly what you would do, but now it's being recorded, and you can talk to somebody who's watching it and explain what the things are that they're looking at. You can, another cool thing is you can change the history of the place that you're looking at. So these are the dates that Google has taken pictures. So how it's changed over time. That's kind of fun. At the top, you can go, I'm going to click these 2 things off now. You can also view Google Sky. You can view Google Mars. And you can view Google Moon, which is pretty cool. Not very applicable to my class as a Spanish teacher, but it's still cool to have and pretty interesting for the kids to see. And finally, I want to show you what I was speaking of before, which is called Google Earth Walks. So this is a website I found by just doing some research on Google Earth Walks, and basically they are Google tours that people have created, and you can add your own. So this is made by teachers and students, which I think is kind of fun because some kids can make it and add it onto here. How to create a Google Walk, Principal Google Earth guides. There's a lot of resources here which are fun. So let's see if we can find a good one for social studies. I imagine that must have some pretty cool things. Famous Americans, The Life of Pocahontas are some, the battles of the Texas Revolution. So again, there aren't that many here. If you find that your class might be able to create this and apply it, that would be awesome. And then other students can use it in the future. So I hope this was helpful for you for learning a little bit more about Google Earth and that you can use it in your classroom. Thank you.